Good evening.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you again. Of course, I can see you through the camera.
Oh, dude.
Stop eating that, that's gross.
Come on.
And you look bad too. Today we're gonna be talking about TikTok's wackiest group of people that...
Whoa,
Stop! This video was fucking ass.
This video was a horrible fucking idea. I think we gotta go with the alien video.
Whoa, we're in space.
Whoa.
And welcome to the real video.
I'm in the magic school bus.
And I'm at your mom's house.
Welcome to our spaceship.
We're doing a little Halloween themed special.
They have PSLs in space. Just so you know. I wanted to make
We're
sure.
not immersion breaking right now. We're in space. We're going to be doing something fun. We did this for Nicolas Cage a few months ago, where we watched Nicolas Cage movies for a full 24 hours. This time we are revising it a bit.
We're watching every single alien movie.
Except for Alien vs. Predator, because we don't approve of predators.
Alien. Everybody knows it. It's the spookiest, most sci-fi crazy thriller series that has been going on since 1979. Halloween, you're always thinking about the ghosts, the goblins, the spiders. Space is fucking scary, dude. We're gonna be watching these movies in order of release.
All the Alien movies back to back. And then in between each movie, we'll come in and give it a numerical rating in the list. So we'll be ranking them 1 through 6, 6 being the worst and 1 being the best out of the Alien movies.
I'm such a sucker for the Halloween season. Let's maybe start our descent into madness, shall we?
We're gonna get started.
By the way, thank you so much, everybody, for reacting to our poll. Thank you so much for responding. We are starting around 10:15 in the morning.
We will see you guys after we watch Alien.
Okay,
All right.
gorgeous.
Cool.
All right. Wait, Nick, sorry. What are we fucking doing? Beam me up, Scotty!
We just finished the first Alien movie. It is 12/27. It was great. You can definitely see why it became a franchise.
Especially given that it came out in 79. This is one of the most visually breathtaking fucking movies I have ever seen to this day.
Similar how like old Star Wars movies look great because it's all practical effects. You look in Alien, it's like a grimy, dark spaceship. Like
Gross,
the first
industrial.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the perfect spaceship made for a movie like this. Maybe just quick
recap.
So the movie's about a mining expedition that's returning from Earth after mining natural resources. They're in cryosleep, but woken up halfway through their journey. They're told that they've intercepted a beacon, and due to their contracts with the company that hired them to mine these resources, they're forced to go down and investigate the site of this signal.
In order to keep their money.
Chaos ensues.
You get it. It's a fucking big-ass alien. We got everything we want in this movie. You got the face suckers. You got the fucking big alien. You got the tiny little guy that just... You know?
The aesthetic, I love. I pointed this out during the movie too, that every single character is smoking constantly through the whole
inside
movie.
a spaceship.
It's
like,
so
goddamn.
awesome.
I know the spaceship is huge, but those air filters must be brown. Too.
And the fact too that flamethrowers are the biggest weapons that they use against this alien, where it's a pressurized spaceship. Dude, the movie's just so
incredible.
good.
The sound design is so good,
despite it being a 70s movie
right?
where
And
the mixing is fucking crazy.
Yeah, the mix is horrible, but it's all motherfuckers just going. It adds so much to the environment.
Sigourney Weaver's great. All the actors are great.
You know, Robot's Bilbo Baggins.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Robot's Bilbo Baggins.
My precious.
I feel like horror movies are almost like unable to escape this though, where you're like screaming at your TV for them to make different decisions. The lack of quarantine on the character that gets like the face sucker. They're all like just hanging with him after.
They're just hanging
out.
Like,
dude,
this guy's fine. It was probably nothing. It's fine.
He's really hungry. We should all eat and hang out.
I will say, because it is all practical effects, there are a couple times in the movie where it's like very clearly a motherfucker in a suit. Wow, that's a skinny, lanky dude in a really rubber suit.
But I will say, those moments are kind of few and far between.
Yeah.
The best parts of these horror movies is like you get glimpses of the creature, but you don't just fully focus on the monster in the movie because it's scarier to not know where it is. It's hiding.
But even when they do, most of the like tight
just the
shots
head.
are great.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it looks incredible.
I just want to put this movie at 1 because Ripley, the main character of the movie, saves a cat.
So you gotta save the cat.
And that's
Jonesy.
all that matters.
However, that cat essentially killed 2 people.
People kept trying to go
to
after
save
it
the
to
cat
save
or
it,
whatever, and
got
ended
killed.
up just getting baited and killed.
And also, Ripley just with the luggage of cat, throwing it around, throwing it up. That cat is like not
Brain
doing
damage.
well. Yeah. But it's alive. And that's all that matters.
It's fine. That's all that matters. I did have one question for you, Nick. What would you do if I got a face sucker on my face, huh? You were saying just torch that guy, huh?
Well, no.
But what about me?
Here's my logic.
Okay.
I don't think they should have just left the guy to die.
Ah.
But I think they should have taken the quarantine more seriously.
Well, you know, what I kind of like is that's almost motivated by the robot constantly trying to
Totally.
internally sabotage everything.
The robot is working, which you don't know it's a robot until later in the movie, is working for the corporation, and you find out that the company that sent them on this journey was really just trying to get this alien back safely.
Trying to get their weapons
And
back,
it told the robot that the priority is the alien safety, not the people, so he can kill the people. He sabotages them
expendable.
along the way, though, and you don't really know why.
It's
You're
fine.
like,
He's a little rascal.
yeah, he's a
sneaky little
knucklehead.
rascal.
He's a little
You know?
stinker.
Honestly, there are eugenics undertones.
Yeah, it's a perfect creature.
Also, I think Ridley Scott had some problem with people who drank milk.
Yeah,
In the
fuck.
in the past.
Yeah, he drinks milk, and you're like, okay, so he's a bad guy. Like immediately, you're like, yeah, it's not normal. So where are we putting this?
We can shift it around.
We can.
So I'm thinking 1. I think it's incredible, and
Yeah.
it is the basis for almost an entire genre. I think it's iconic, and everybody has watched it.
Alien at 1 to start is very safe.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think
Okay.
we're gonna have to shift that around.
Okay, so Aliens at 1.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And the next one we are
Is
moving on to is Aliens.
So we'll see you after that movie.
Here, sorry. Engaging overdrive to the next movie. Okay, it is 3:11.
We just finished Aliens.
Star-studded name for a sequel. Stick an S on it.
The premise, kind of the short recap. Ripley, after using the escape pod in the first movie, awakens almost 60 years later.
Because something went wrong. Shit ended up taking way goddamn too long. She got picked up, and apparently in the time that she was asleep, they had established a colony on the planet that she had just come from.
They were terraforming it, and they enlist Ripley to go back to this planet because they lost contact with the colony, promising her that they would reinstate her as a officer if she got there successfully.
Right.
She's very adamantly telling everyone about the alien stuff, but no one believes her. And then she goes back to the planet to try to help those people and kill the aliens.
Yeah, exactly. One big difference about this movie is James Cameron directs it instead of Ridley Scott. It's very clear that it's a completely different director.
It was really bright a lot of the time.
It felt like a little almost purposefully future.
Yeah, it kind of
little
looks
bit.
like if you go to like a really expensive laser tag place. Like that's sort of the
Exactly.
set.
Whereas, like, you know, the original Ridley Scott one was like very camp, and it was very like
Dark. Yeah.
dingy, but there's like nothing like that. It's much more bright and just actiony. It feels like a military action movie.
It wasn't really that scary. The aliens are getting eviscerated by machine guns and stuff.
Exactly.
It's not like the
Yeah.
alien singular is the unkillable
Right.
hunter.
When you deal with like the only alien in the ship absolutely decimating anybody it comes toward, it's so much scarier. In that movie, we probably saw like 30 of them just get fucking mowed down. So it's like they're not as freaky. And they're really picky choosy with the acid blood. They bring up the acid blood so early.
And some people get sprayed by it, but a lot of them
Who should have gotten sprayed by it don't.
just shotguns and Gatling guns at these aliens. There should be blood spilling
Fucking
everywhere.
Sigourney Weaver's killer though.
Yeah, she's still great. They have a child actor that
Is not great.
it's hard because it's a kid, but I think the
Right.
solution to that is do not cast children in movies.
Right, at all. All my homies hate kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid in the movie is a survivor of the colonists that's
Right.
like lived in the air shafts and
Right.
like been saved.
Where the aliens have no idea how to get into.
yeah,
It's
that's.
totally not like the aliens literally travel through the air ducts the entire movie.
I just kind of wish they went more of like a teenager route where it's
Yeah.
someone that's a little older and like can act more. It's a kid. It's like she's like
it's
6.
not her fault.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not her fault.
There's this weird dynamic throughout the movie between the kid and Sigourney Weaver's character. It's like a mom-daughter relationship, but they're only on the planet for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels really forced that she starts calling her mama, and she's
like,
saying like, "Baby,
come
I
on,
got
baby."
you."
Oh, God. Close your eyes, baby.
Now that would be
Right.
considered really creepy.
It is weird because, like, she called the cat baby. My problem is, like, if you're gonna have like a full-on shoehorned in replacement for the cat.
Yeah, you
which
replace
is-
the cat with a kid.
You replace the cat with a kid. And what I liked about the cat is it didn't have to say stupid James Cameron lines.
Are we gonna sleep all the way home?
All the way home.
Can I dream?
And then roll credits 30 seconds after that.
Yeah, that's how it ends.
It's fully the end of the movie.
Big theme in this movie franchise is greed and the costs
The
of
folly
like
of man. Like,
yeah, the enemy besides the alien in the first one was like the AI that works for the company that they were hired by that wants the alien back because it's going to be valuable for the military.
Right.
And in this one, the military promises they're just going to like exterminate the alien if they go back. And then the one business guy
Right.
that's on the trip is like, we're not going to kill them. We're going to bring them back. Like, it's the same thing. It's like, dude, what?
a slick fucking Ferris Bueller looking motherfucker who, by the way, stays in a plaid shirt and like a puffer vest
the entire
the
time.
entire movie. I'm like, this is ruining my immersion.
It kind of looks like he was someone working on the movie that they
Right.
just forgot to cut out of the
Oh, shit,
shots.
the sound guy. Most of the movie just felt like Rambo. It felt
Yeah.
like James wanted to make space Rambo.
I love the game over, man, Marine guy.
game
That
over,
guy's
man.
sick.
Like-
Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? Game over, man. It's game over.
And I
Holy
do
shit.
like at the end, there's this big mech fight.
Mech fight's tight. The entire last like little push
so
is
I will
pretty
say
dope.
the first half of the movie's kind of not good. It's slow.
Except for the guy putting a cigar in his mouth
Yes,
as soon as
yes.
he gets out of
okay,
cryo
so there's
sleep.
this scene. Marines wake up from cryo sleep, and there's one character.
The sergeant.
The sergeant,
Yeah.
yeah. The cryo sleep pod opens, and he just puts a cigar directly in his mouth. It was the most badass shit I've ever seen.
I would say, if we're trying to rate this, obviously we've only watched 2, so it's definitely below the first one for me.
for sure. I kind of want to put this at 3 because there's stuff in this movie that's
Right.
redeeming. The second half is fun. There's a lot of like
Right.
flamethrowers and mechs killing aliens.
And as far as an actual direct sequel goes, it doesn't depart too far from the original concept, but I think what made the first movie special and interesting is a little bit sucked out. in the
Yeah, for
second
sure.
one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I also do like in this one that they kind of tap into Ripley's trauma. So at least it's like the first movie didn't not affect her at all.
Correct.
Like, she didn't get back and was like,
Yeah.
I'm going back to kill
Look,
them all.
There's a
Yeah.
couple plot holes. The tone is different. Fucking look of the movie is different, but I still think it captures the environment.
yeah.
And the mother goose alien, sick. That egg sack, dude.
Mommy. Yeah, I think 3 is safe.
I'll enter him at 3.
So we're now going to start Alien 3.
Okay, well, we're blasting off to the next movie,
All right,
ladies and
let's
gentlemen.
go.
Get ready. David Fincher's best film. Easy. No plot holes. Stunning visual effects.
Yep.
And also really true to form characterization.
Ripley was done very right.
She was the same character.
Attracted.
We just finished Alien 3. It is 5:24. Holy shit. I think I saw the sun one time today.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
Dog?
Oh, that dog dies. Okay, so
Spoiler alert.
quick plot summary.
When we last see Ripley, she says goodnight to her new adopted daughter. It doesn't go so well for that adopted daughter in the
Yep.
future. Personally, I love the change.
Good character death.
It was needed. Through the opening credits, Ripley and the 3 people that survived the last encounter are all being torn apart by face rippers. There's fires and no explanation as to why. The escape pods are jettisoned out and she crash lands on a space prison island.
It's a priest prison.
It is a prison that has turned to priest brotherhood, maximum security, but they don't have any guns, prison with like 25 people in it.
They describe themselves as like, yeah, we're murderers, child molesters, ghosts. And then knowing that Ripley is a very cool character, she instantly falls in love.
Right. The one thing she's always said, I just want to find someone to be in love with. Every woman just wants to find a good man. She fucks Tywin Lannister. He's super young and in this movie. There are a couple things that I like, a couple things that I don't like.
And by couple, we mean most.
If the first film had tone, style, and story, the next two films seem to only have one of those three things.
Yeah.
And what this film did have was style. It was stylistically a much better, true to form kind of looking Alien movie, especially compared to James Cameron.
That's only true with like the lighting. It's in a prison, so it's not really like futuristic in any sense. They're all priests with their heads shaved. Ripley also shaves her head, which feels kind of forced. She's not a prisoner. She just crashed there and is waiting to get rescued. It's not like she committed a crime and is in prison now. You have to shave your head. All these priests are celibate, and there is like an attempted scene, which is very disturbing.
It's really rough.
One of the prisoners saves her.
And all she does is punch him in the face, and then she's like, I'm over this.
Moved on.
It's all good.
We're good.
The whole characterization of her is kind of just classical Hollywood female lead. It kind of pulls the substance away from her a little bit, I think. And also, it's like all of these other men later on in the movie, she's talking about how she has been infected and has like a queen alien in her and shit. And all of the men in the movie are just like, yeah, don't you want to live and have kids?
Me.
You should get married, have kids.
And she says yes.
Yeah, which we should mention too, that she's infected in the cryopod in the beginning, which I think it started kind of strong. Oh shit, maybe she got infected. But then how they handled it was really bad, because in other movies, once you're infected, you have like hours to live. If that. She like gets infected and then for like days is fine.
For the whole movie.
People might argue that it's the doctor that she bangs does give her like morphine, which maybe delayed it a little bit.
I said that, but honestly, at this point, I don't even know the validity of that.
The whole movie, once she discovers, you know, she is infected, is like, I want to die. This can't get off the planet.
Yeah.
All the prisoners and her, you know, the people that just tried to assault her, they come together as one, like every good story. And they trap the alien and they reuse the same shots. The alien looks horrible.
An alien has followed her in the escape pod, and there's only one of them, and it infects a fucking dog and then turns into dog aliens.
It looks so bad. It's like tinted green, but everything in the prison is like orange.
Right.
So it looks really out of place.
This green twerking alien. He literally looks like
goes
fucking
like
just-
this.
That is the worst green screen I've ever seen in a movie.
So at the end, they trap the alien, most of the prisoners die, and then like the corporation comes in and they're like, you can have a normal life, you can have kids and stuff. And she's like, really? I can have kids? I had sex one time and
That's
now
the
I
only
wanna
thing a
have
woman could
kids."
ever want.
There's no backing for that at all, except her, I guess, trying to forcibly adopt her pseudo daughter, who instantly dies at the beginning of this movie.
We move on from her.
But okay, the company comes, Ripley knows that they're just gonna try to tear the alien out of her and like experiment on it, bring it off planet, so she chooses to sacrifice herself by jumping in molten lead. And she honestly does the Christ thing.
She does. It's very Mel Gibson.
She literally goes like this. The alien comes out and she holds onto it like she's hugging a child.
Like she's Mother Mary.
It's so awful.
The ending in this movie, oh my fucking God, was it boring.
It dragged. There was the same shots of these prisoners running away from the alien for like 10 minutes.
And this POV shot from the alien that at first I was like, wow, that's cool. And then we saw it 12 more times and I wanted to uninstall my life.
I think this is a 5.
Dogs die.
Or 6. This could be my last place.
Dogs die.
6.
Annoying kid actor dies.
5.
Right.
Okay, 5.
So I'm gonna try to say 4. I visually loved it. Besides the shitty green screen, it was a really pretty movie.
But there was no plot.
There was no plot.
I'm going to say 5.
I'm gonna say 4 for now.
We're going to watch Alien Requiem.
Are you sure that's the name?
I'm pretty positive.
Next Dimension? Okay, let's go.
I'm going to fall like Christ into the next movie.
I just have to ask. who do I have to fuck for us to not be doing this anymore?
Yeah. The best line of this movie
Of the series.
is
I would
Sigourney
say.
Weaver saying on a spaceship to the crew that she's with.
So, who do I have to fuck to get off this boat?
So it is now 7:35. So Sigourney Weaver, surprise, surprise, is in this movie. I know we told you that she fucking Jesus Christ superstarred herself into a
Vat of
boiling
molten
pit.
lead.
Right, but that didn't really hold up. Okay.
That wouldn't kill
No.
everybody, but not Sigourney Weaver.
Weaver. She's just that
Built
badass.
different.
Honestly, Alien Resurrection, I feel resurrected by this movie.
It was so bad. It was the best thing I've ever seen, dude. It's so fun.
Essentially, the big bad of all of the first three movies, the big corporation is like essentially just like liquidated in this 200 years in the future world. And now it's controlled by the military. They are in a lab breeding a new Sigourney Weaver. And this is 200 years in the future, which they say they got from blood samples where she died.
But she melted.
Yeah,
So
she-
I don't know how that's
I don't get
possible.
that, but she essentially is resurrected. You see what they did there?
They somehow clone not only Sigourney Weaver's character, Ripley, but they clone her with the alien
Right.
also growing inside her.
She'll breed. You'll die.
But wait, there's more. She's now a superhero.
She's basically the Terminator.
Yeah, pretty
'cause
much.
She's like part alien, and
So
she has
like super strength. She's like ripping open like metal panels
and doors
with
and
her bare
shit.
hands
Yeah,
and shit.
she's like crazy strong
Yeah.
now. And her blood, Wyatt joked during the movie, it's like, oh, it's gonna be acid, and it is. Mercenaries, which are like the new cast of like space explorer
Right.
people.
Alien fodder.
Yeah, show up and drop off people they kidnapped in cryo chambers, but they don't really know what's happening. The crew gets there and they drop off the people, and then they go up, and Ripley's just like shooting hoops, and they're like, "Oh, you got moves?" Like it feels like a high school.
Like High School Musical.
Yeah,
She's just going like this. Like
yeah, it's the most simple moves ever.
That
We can't
basketball
get
scene.
over it.
And that kind of like very clear oversight of something looking silly.
Yeah.
Is like pretty consistent in just the general writing of the entire
yeah.
movie. Some of these like action lines, you know,
Yeah.
where you go up with the gun you point it at the big guy and all the music goes to and you go, time to eat your peanut butter jelly, motherfucker. Or some
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
like that, you know? Nick wrote down a couple of these.
Yeah, so after that who do I have to fuck line, she then, for no reason at all, goes in the alien's mouth and rips its like mini mouth off with the tongue and like throws it at one of them and is like,
Make a nice souvenir.
what?
And again, it's the selective choice of when the acid blood shit matters.
Yeah, it's like she's
You're
holding
telling-
it tongue covered in acid and is like throwing it at something like,
Throughout all of that, surprise, surprise, shit goes wrong because they keep 3 of the like fully grown new aliens in a graded prison cell. They all look at each other like a standoff, and then 2 of them just stab the shit out of one of them with their tail and use their acidic blood to melt through the floor and escape. And it's like, dude, you have known about this species for 200 years.
more than that, almost 300 with
Almost-
the time skips and
well,
stuff.
exactly, because the time skip in the first movie was 57 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, holy shit, you still don't know the fucking they have acid blood?
The mother gets reborn and starts laying eggs, doing the whole alien thing. So she goes to the nest, and then the mother alien gives birth to like a alien human hybrid that looks like weirdly kind of cute, which is kind of funny.
I can't put a finger on it either.
It's the
because
eyes.
it's
It's
very
the eyes.
it's definitely the eyes. It's very clearly disgusting, but it has sweet little puppy dog eyes.
They also do the classic like thing where they're flying off in the ship and it lingers a little too long, and the hybrid human is still on the ship, and then Ripley kills it. But it's really sad because the alien looks so betrayed because it sees Ripley as its mom, so it's looking at her like, why?
Save me. Its back is getting pulled out of this tiny pinhole
Yeah,
thing
they
in the-
crack a little bit in the hole, and then it gets stuck on it and
Sucked
sucks
out
its
while
whole
he's,
body
like,
out.
screaming.
Where do we think this goes on our
This
scale?
is dog shit, Nick.
It's bad, but I enjoyed it more than the last one, Alien 3.
did
Because
too.
Alien 3 was boring and didn't make sense. This doesn't make sense, but is hilarious. So for me, I think I'm putting Alien Resurrection, I'm putting at 5, and then Alien 3 at 6. Are we ready?
I think we're ready. You know, Nick, I said earlier that the Nick Cage video, it gave us more genre.
Yeah.
I would like to rescind that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have truly seen just the skeleton of this franchise just paraded around
Yeah.
in whatever any director wants to do with it.
I know.
And I'm kind of loving it. We are jettisoning into the final 2 films.
Prometheus.
Which is
the
very
next
exciting
one.
because we saw this together in our hometown mall in like 2012. Let's see how it holds up, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
I think I have body dysmorphia after this. Those dudes work.
Jax. Yeah.
It is 10:02 right now.
10:02. We just finished Prometheus. It's the second Alien movie by Ridley Scott, which it showed.
Which is actually kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
After
This
watching an
many.
entire day's worth.
Yeah.
We just deleted our day, essentially.
Yeah, we did.
To see that was the second Ridley Scott one.
But no, it showed. This movie's a prequel to the first Alien movie, but it's a lot more modern. It is brighter, but like once they're on the planet, it seems a lot more like dark and corridory, which is cool.
Dingy,
It
stuff
had a
like
good
that.
mix of both. Should I do quick plot?
Do a quick plot. It's the same fucking movie as the first movie.
Yeah, the movie takes place before the first one. A group of scientists discover old hieroglyphics that point to the same set of stars in a distant galaxy. They think it's the creator of mankind telling them to go visit them. The company that was in the first couple movies is the one funding the trip. They go there to meet their creator and discover what they can, but the company has ulterior motives, and it leads to bad things happening, as you may have guessed. The first few Alien movies focused more on the price of like greed, but this one, it feels like it talks about, I guess, like playing God and like the quest for knowledge and the idea of if there is a God, do they even like the creation?
And how does a robot see that God? I just liked how the synthetic person played by Michael Fassbender in this movie is like, he's just so fucking compelling, period.
It's weird because I feel like with the other ones where there's a lot of scenes that stuck out to me as like either funny or really impactful.
Or
I
just
felt like,
ridiculous.
I felt like the whole thing was just like...
Just good.
Just good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the
that's it.
origin of the alien becoming alien.
Right.
You see like kind of a snake-like creature, kind of like the face grabber things. The evolution of that creature becoming like the alien
actual
in the first
face
one.
hugger.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's also the big difference that this return that Ridley had to the franchise did. It made it fucking scary again.
Yeah. The
Like-
other ones are all like blowing the shit up out of
And-
aliens.
Exactly, and it's just turning them into Nazi zombie fodder.
Yeah.
And it's like at that point, it's not scary. She gives herself a fucking C-section.
Yeah, that's
Dude.
crazy.
Like, it's wild.
That was a great scene.
It was a
Disgusting
great
and
scene.
creepy.
He handled suspense really well.
Yeah.
The actual monsters, the older humanoid aliens or
Yeah.
whatever, they look great. So I'm happy.
I just want to say, in this movie in particular, I really like the parallel between Michael Fassbender's character and the human crew and the aliens with the humans. Because it's literally his character knowing his creator already and like seeing the lack of humanity that he's shown as like their creation.
And specifically
And
to
then-
him.
Yeah. And then that's kind of what turns him into an antagonist in the movie, where
Right.
he's kind of like
But a
on the
loose
alien side,
antagonist.
looking
That's the thing.
looking for more answers. There is one line I want to point out. I love this line because I think it rings true to how the aliens view the humans. Is Michael Fassbender and the scientist that becomes a zombie are having conversation like with the drinks,
Right.
And Michael Fassbender poisons the boyfriend. Michael Fassbender asks the scientist,
Why do you think your people made me?
why did you make me? Like, if you're looking for answers, like, why do you think the humans made me?
Right.
And he says,
We made you because we could.
and that like hits so hard
Yeah.
where it's like, and he says like,
Can you imagine how disappointing it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator?
do you know how disappointing it would be if like that's what you heard?
Right.
Like,
And that's pretty much what they end up hearing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
the
not
fucking,
hearing, 'cause
well,
they just
not hearing,
fucking kill him.
feeling. in their fucking skull. Spoiler alert, Michael Fassbender's character gets his head ripped off like this and then smacked into Daddy Wayland. You know, it feels like they're trying to talk about something that isn't fucking just like
aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Scary.
This movie ends by David, Michael Fassbender, and the main protagonist flying off in a different alien ship to their creator's like original world. Because the world they flew to is like an outpost. That's where the next movie takes place. Is the alien planet.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait because I haven't seen this.
I have, but a long time ago.
Okay, gorgeous. Well, it came out in 2017.
Yeah.
In fact, so.
Okay, so what do you think? Rating
Honest
wise?
to God, dude, I really truly believe it's 2. For me, I haven't seen the next one.
I think that's where it ends up on mine too.
Because it's like it's the most true to form.
Yeah.
It's almost more of a sequel, even though it is a prequel, like a visual sequel to the original movie than any other movie. I really liked seeing the like one-up of the original vision.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I think number 2 is it for
me too.
Honestly.
2. Last movie.
This is it, baby.
Almost
We're going
there.
into the last parsec, Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, honest to God, are we ready to pressurize into normal society again?
Yes.
I have
need to.
stretched out a couple inches.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about my back.
You sure about that?
We're gonna watch Alien Covenant, and then we will be back.
Okay, we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
The hour is 12:16. We've officially watched this for what?
14
hours.
Yeah,
after.
something like that.
So
Yeah.
we watched Big Space Alien for 14 hours.
Yeah, straight.
So we just finished watching Alien Covenant. I'll just go through really fast with the plot. Essentially, these colonists with like a later model of Michael Fassbender's character in Prometheus is on the ship along with the crew, and they find like a transmission from a very nearby planet of someone saying,
That's fucking John Denver.
and they're like, oh my God, this is perfect. This planet's perfect. Let's go live there. Surprise, surprise. They had their poisonous mushrooms that are somehow connected to
I was confused why that's the form that the thing took.
Why did it like grow into fungus? Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Regardless, we find out that Michael Fassbender's character from the last movie went to the original home of the big guys. I think they call them the engineers in Prometheus.
Yeah.
And essentially committed genocide.
Yeah, he killed everybody on the planet.
Everyone. And the whole movie is them just trying to get the fuck out of there. As soon as they realize aliens here, that's bad.
I would say it was pretty good. It isn't, for me, as good as Prometheus was. It was just a slower movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was more the psyche of David.
Yeah.
But there's 2 of them now,
Yeah.
because there's one Michael Fassbender that's the newer model on this new ship, and then there's the one from Prometheus that's like the murderer guy.
Okay, so we have Walter and
David.
So they said, wow, Michael Fassbender was so good in
We're
this
gonna
first
have
movie.
be another
Let's
character.
have 2 Michael
Yeah.
Fassbenders. And not only that,
Let's have them smooch.
Yeah, they do kiss once.
they kiss. And that is not something I thought I would see, really,
Yeah.
in my lifetime. So that's exciting.
Yeah, this movie for me, it feels like it could have been shorter. It dragged a tiny bit in spots. Like in the last act of the movie, they do the classic aliens on the ship as they're taking off to like go back to the mothership, and they kill it, and that's fine, and you think it's over. And then there's also somehow just another alien on the ship again.
On the ship immediately.
Which I'm a little like, you don't have to do it twice.
Right,
Like, I
and-
feel like you could have cut that out. The characters that died during that sequence could have easily just been put to hypersleep,
Right.
and it would have been the same ending.
The same outcome,
Yeah.
because spoiler alert, at the end, David and Walter switch places, but you don't know who's who.
Yeah,
they have a little scuffle, and then
Yeah.
David steals his identity, and you only find out when the main character is in her fucking cryo tube.
Yeah,
and
which like screaming because she knows they're doomed, basically.
Right.
Because David's character's been experimenting on the aliens for the 10 years that.
there are aliens in this movie.
I guess. But
I
yeah.
don't think that's
I
right.
don't think we've seen any aliens.
I'm sorry. I don't. I think it's kind of the same thing as Prometheus a little bit. The reasons I liked Prometheus are still present in this movie, but the story is kind of less compelling.
I kind of wish that we could have seen more into the protagonist in Prometheus, because I thought she was like a cool character.
Right? They kill her off in between movies.
It would have been cool to see her like maybe interact with the aliens or something.
Yeah.
And then Michael Fassbender's character kills everyone
Right.
or something. I just think the lead up is a little slow.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get to like the alien part of the movie. It's a lot of like ship malfunction and deciding to land on the planet and walking around. So going through the whole list, I would put the first Alien at 1.
Okay.
Prometheus at 2.
Okay. Yeah. Those are gimmies.
I would put Aliens at 3. Because I think it's a continuation in a way that's kind of fun. It's different. It's kind of like action movie. It's not really scary.
It's a blockbuster.
Yeah, it's just
a
kind of, it's
blockbuster.
James Cameron. It's just kind of stupid. But I think after watching all of them, I kind of appreciate some of like the mech fight thing and like some other stuff that was just kind of like fun. Alien Covenant was 4.
Right.
It was good. It was just a little slower. I liked a lot of the themes and stuff.
It's just kind of boring.
Yeah, it's a lot
It's
more
just a
like
little
into
boring.
David's psyche. I still like the main character, even though I wish they stuck with the Prometheus lady.
Yeah.
5, I have Alien Resurrection. Just because it was horrible, but so funny
I'm sorry,
and fun to watch.
But that means you're putting
Alien 3
Alien
last.
3 below Alien Resurrection,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. It tried
Yeah.
all the stuff that just didn't work at all. The effects were bad. Ripley was like banging a doctor and then he got killed. and-
Right. Thing is, like, it was like cool to look at.
Yeah, I didn't have fun though.
Yeah,
Resurrection
it
is worse. Like, you know, scary movie franchise. It
Yeah.
was like if they made an Alien movie parody.
Okay,
it
yeah.
would be that.
No, I get that.
Fun
It was
with that.
objectively probably the most entertainment I got.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy with that list. I fucking don't like the James Cameron one as much as you do.
Yeah,
But
so-
I still think that's an accurate place for it. It just stinks of him thinking he's such a good big movie director.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just sick of it. Let's summarize a little bit. How do you feel physically?
Not great. My voice, I don't know if you can hear it. My voice is kind of going a little bit.
You know, the filtered air in space is kind
Yeah.
of hard on the larynx.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel good. I mean, it's kind of cool doing these videos because at the end, it's like, oh, I just knocked out a whole series of
Right.
movies. It's cool in that respect.
I'm happy with this.
Me too.
I fucking love Halloween.
Yeah.
And I love turning it into not just something that's spooky-ooky, but more like a fun with the sci-fi, you know?
Yeah,
So
no,
fuck
I-
it. We blasted off to space, quite literally. I would recommend doing this, not in one day. I
but
would
maybe
never
take a
recommend doing
week
it.
and
Yeah.
just do like one a day.
Yeah. It's
something.
fun. Kind of like the Nick Cage movie when we finished with Unbearable Weight of Massive
Yeah.
Talent. It felt like there were so many references that we now
Yeah.
get. We now understand.
That's definitely something that happened a lot when we were watching them. We saw like Easter eggs.
Luckily, not the kind of eggs that
The
hatch aliens that break out of your chest.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of that. A lot of gore.
I'm a little nervous to take the train back to my apartment after this by myself. I'll be looking to make sure there's no
Wear
spiders.
a fucking mask.
Yeah, honestly.
And don't touch the goddamn goo.
Because there's aliens out there.
Yeah.
My voice is going.
So we might as well wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you're probably seeing this 7 years in the future.
Yes.
Because it's taking us 7 years to get our transmission back to Earth.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this or other commentary stuff like we also have in our channel. Make sure to hit that bell so you never miss an upload.
Also, be sure to let us know if we missed stuff in the movies because our brains were starting to fry from watching movies for 14 hours.
On top of that, if you saw any Easter eggs or something
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you want to share, please leave them in the comments. We
Yeah.
love hearing that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you subscribe, we shout out our new subscribers at the end of every video. So here they are now.
And that's about it, Nick. Look,
Cool.
we got a date with a pile of glop in the mess hall. Time to go into cryo sleep.
Yeah, wait, we'll just both do this.
Okay, ready? Sorry, I have cryo sleep apnea.
Yeah.